Kristen Caldwell, and I'm here with Lit owner in New York City, Eric Foss. So tell me, the idea for this bar, we are combining music, we are combining booze, and we are combining art. How did this come about?
Basically, about 2.5 years ago, myself and 3 other guys that were showing at the same gallery, with a collective gallery, we lost the lease on the place. The lease ran out, and we had to find another gallery, And we found this space, and for the size and for the rent and the location, we said perfect. Let's try and get it. But then we realized that it was way too big for just a gallery. And the way it was set up, this was actually an old restaurant that had burned down, and that's where the name Lit came from. And this was actually the kitchen. The gallery we were sitting in was the kitchen, and we're like, this would be perfect. It's laid out perfectly for a gallery. But what are we gonna do with the rest of the space? And I was a bartender, still am, but worked many other places, clubs and dive bars in the neighborhood for about 7 years before we opened the place. And I said, well, why don't we just do a bar? A big bar. We'll have DJs, and eventually we'll have a music venue. We can do parties and yada yada yada. And that's pretty much how it came about.
Now, this bar, from pretty much the time it opened, had some pretty good street cred as one of the indie rock bars. How did that come about? What's your music background then? Brought in so many great names.
I guess I could. Not to toot my own horn or whatever, but because of
Toot away.
What I did as far as where I worked and the experience I had for years and years, I served the whole community, and the places I worked, I always made my own little mixtapes or mixed CDs of music that I was into, which is not mainstream, which is very indie rock. And when you end up working in certain bars in a certain neighborhood for years, you get to meet everyone, and they know what you're into, and then all of a sudden they hear you're opening a bar, so they start patronizing your bar, and making sure in what I did at the other places I worked, made sure the music was consistent, with the DJs and what have you. So they feel comfortable here. You made the drink prices cheap enough so they can afford it. And
very important in New York City.
Yeah.
We are obviously here at Lit, which is part art gallery, part music, part alcohol, part music. So tell me a little bit about the experience of playing here.
Downstairs at Lit is a fun place to play because even the space restriction kind of helps because...
It's like a dungeon.
Yeah, it's definitely like a dungeon, and it's just so small, although you can fit a lot of people in there, so the intimacy factor is just way up.
Yeah.
You feel more connected to what's going on because it's just not...
Everyone's getting intimate.
Yeah.
With each other, with you guys.
Yeah.
We came off a tour where we're playing in front of a bunch of people with like 5-foot barriers away from the stage, and it was just such a strange feeling to be that far apart from the first person there. When Lit, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, last time we played here, it was pretty awesome. I thought it was because we got like a keyboard in our set sometimes, but it's like the stage is so small down there that we don't really have room to fit it all. So we kind of have to like play the condensed version of the band. But then that just like lends itself to like a more like rocking set because like those are all our like louder, guitar-y, like riffy songs, and like so yeah, I had an awesome time last time we played here. It was a pretty good show. Played with Officer May downstairs.